asked her, sis, what is happening? She's like, Mom, I couldn't sleep at night. I woke up three times because my bums are very painful. And then what I discovered is something that it will never erase on my eyes.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So this video is really heavy. It's a heavy video and trigger warning. There's going to be SA and grip by a child. So please this video is a video of a mother who came online seeking justice for her 7-year-old daughter. At the time the incident happened, the little girl now is now 8 years old. She's seeking for justice for her. So this happened in South Africa, and the mother is talking about how she found out that her 7 years old at the time was being raped, and even the school authorities are not really trying to help her or do anything about it, because according to the child, which we're going to get to the mother's story, according to the child does not even know what happened to her, because she just came home complaining of severe pain, that she couldn't do anything down in her anus. She couldn't do anything down in her anus. And then when the mother was like, you know what, let me even take a look, and the mother find out that something has happened to her, and they took her to the hospital, which was confirmed that yes, she was being raped from behind. And the mother's story just really progressed into her going to the school, how the school was threatening her not to make so much fuss about this because this is going to affect the school. Just really really detailed information, which I find this really like interesting, and a conversation which you have, because they didn't even want the child to come back to school, kind of, because they said they're not going to promote the child, because just some really complicated things about, and even though the child is the victim here, it almost seems like they're going to make the child pay for what happened to her. Anyway guys, let's go check out this woman's story and then we'll come back and talk more.
Today, Tandekile, the mother of Kwekwe, we are living in Matatiel. She's 7 years old and she's about to turn 8 in September. Last year she was doing grade 1 at Bergview College, that is located in Matatiele town. Last year on the 14th of October, I arrived home late because I'm the first to leave home and I'm the last to come back, hence I'm working out of town. So when I came back, and my husband was complaining about Kwekwe because she came back late from school on the day, and Malume, the transport guy, delayed to go and fetch them from school. Then on the 15th, I came to work and my husband was at home because he was off on the day. So our last one was not feeling okay, so he decided to take my son to consult with a GP. Then I also knocked off early on the day. Then we rushed to the GP. I also rushed to the GP to go and check up on them. Then we arrived home at about 11:30, and my husband asked some of our neighbors to go and assist him slaughtering the pig, because we're preparing for my 1-year-old son's party that we're gonna have it celebrated on a Saturday. So now Kwekwe came back from school at about 3:30. When she came back, I was complaining about her having a jersey on because the temperatures were very high on the day. She did not answer to any of the questions that I asked her. She just unzipped her jacket, and then I saw that even with the pants that she was wearing a gray pants on the day. The zip was not up, and I asked her, sis, why are you wearing like this? She did not respond to that. She went straight to her bedroom, and she came back and everything seemed to be fine because we just seated there chilling in the sitting room. So at about 6, because with the meat that we had, it was a fresh meat and also it was hot. So she complained about having a stomach ache at about 18 hours. So I was like, okay, fine, maybe it's the meat because it's fresh. And then now she rushed to the loo and she came back. Within 10 minutes, she said, Mama, still, I'm not feeling okay. She went again. When she came back, she couldn't walk properly. But in my mind, I thought she has been constipated. I never thought there was something that was not okay with her. And then what I did, I gave her an antidiarrheal and also Panadol. I said, sis, you go and sleep, because she sleeps with a helper in her room, and also with my 1-year-old son. I said, you go and sleep, sis. Should you feel anything at night, can you please come and knock at our door? She said, okay. And then she went to sleep. And then now on the 16th now in the morning, I decided to wake up at 4 a.m. so that I cook supper, assisting the helper now, because hence my son was not feeling okay. I was like, okay, maybe he will need more attention today, so I had to assist today. So while I was cooking, I had my husband calling me. He said, baby, can you please come to the dining room? I just met with Kweko, and she's saying she's going to the loo. I asked her, sis, what is happening? She said, Mom, I couldn't sleep at night. I woke up three times because my bums are very painful. I said, oh, okay, no, it's fine. I used the torch, the torch on my phone, because there was a load shedding. I said, okay, you come this side so that I'll be able to check your bums. And she came. I asked her to kneel on her bed because I wanted to check her bums. And then what I discovered is something that it will never erase on my eyes. The anus was not tight, and the size of the anus was of the size of a tissue, like this one. So this is what happened. Still, stuff or whatsoever, it never came into my mind. I asked my husband to come and see, because I don't know what is happening with the child now, because she's in pain and she's crying. And I can see poop from far, but still she says it doesn't want to come out. And then I decided to take her to the GP. That's where it was discovered that the child has been raped, because even the doctor checked, even with her private part, like the one in front. She said, no, there are injuries here, and there are fluids with the GP now. So we are referred to a psychologist, and also to go and see and report the case to the police. And then we went to the psychologist. Unfortunately, on the day, they said, no, we should book an appointment. So we had to drive straight to the police station. While I was driving to the police station, I was like, okay, let me just pass by the school so that I tell maybe the class teacher that my daughter is not fine and she's been. So now I went to the school. I rang the bell at the gate. At least the clerk came out. I don't know if the clerk or secretary, but the lady came out, and I told her that no, we were facing such an incident back at home. The child is here in the car. She cannot walk, because she couldn't walk at the time. Now, so we went straight to the police to report the incident. We attended, and we were escorted to Tuzela now, to the hospital. And the child was questioned by the social worker on what happened. And the day that we focused on, it was on a Tuesday, the 15th now, not the 14th, when she came back late from school. And when she was like telling everything that happened on the day. Until then, she was attended also by the doctor at Tutuzela, and then semen samples were collected from her. And then I asked the doctor about the walks. And then now DNA samples were collected, and we went home. When we arrived home, she was fast asleep. And then at 8, because we decided to give her the prep at 8, so by 8 p.m. Dad woke her up, and I had a jug of water, my hand in the glass. So at the time she was crying. She said, Mama, I want to get into this jug of water so that I'll get better. So I said to my husband, no, this is not normal now, because I can tell this thing is affecting her psychologically. So we decided to drive to one of the hospitals in Potchefstroom, and we arrived in Potchefstroom at about 25 minutes past 12 midnight. Now we're on the 17th of October. Mind you, I'm pregnant at the time, and when we arrived, we had to explain to the staff that we're having this incident, even though we are aware that some private hospitals, they don't attend to cases, but we had to plead. At least now we're allowed to get there, and then we got admitted. Now we are admitted, and at about 8, because my husband was sleeping on the car and I was sleeping in the ward with the child, and I called my husband. I asked her to come inside the ward because I needed to go and freshen up. So he came. When I was done, I overheard the conversation because I wanted to go and join them. Overheard the conversation, and my husband was asking my daughter, Sisi, you came late on Monday, on the 14th. What happened? And my daughter did explain that, yes, they came late because Malume fetched them late on a Monday. By the time they were waiting for Malume, which is the transport Malume now, Malume, which is the caretaker, sent them to classrooms to go and sweep the classrooms. And the daddy was like, oh, okay. And then, who did you sweep with? She said, no, I was sweeping by myself. And by the time I was sweeping the floor, I got tired. I don't know what made me tired. I got tired. I don't know what happened after. Until then, I had Malume calling me, which is the caretaker now. I had Malume calling me saying that the transport has arrived. Then I came back home. Oh, okay, fine. Now, I had to call the police because we've opened the case. I had to call the police as to say, no, we've got new information now because, remember, when we opened the case, our focus was on a Tuesday, yes, the 15th. We did not even look on what happened on Monday when she came back late from school. And then what I did, I went to the ward, I grabbed my phone, and then went back to the bathroom. I called Malume, transport Malume now. I said, Malume, what happened on Monday? Why you came back late with the kids? He said, no, sister, I wasn't around. So I asked one of my colleagues, because we are driving the taxis of the same owner. So I asked him to go and fetch my kids from those schools like Bergview College. But on the day, I did receive a call from school at about 14:44. So it was 16 minutes to 3, but the school was over by 1400. So I did receive a call. I said, oh, okay, fine. But I was never called as a parent because normally they call us as the parents and we are the ones that calls Omalume. But on the day, unfortunately, they did not. And then now, when I called the police and they promised to come, but saying that still the itinerary is going to take longer because we're on the other province, and now it's KZN and Eastern Cape, so they can't. On the 30th of October, I received a call from the principal's office saying that principal is inviting me for a meeting that will be held at the school premises on the 31st at 10. I accepted and I was ready for the meeting. And then I went to the meeting, and when I arrived, he was busy on his computer desktop. And then we sat, and she was like, no, I feel sorry for what happened to you, but now I want to know what is happening. So I had to tell everything, and also what the child has told me. And afterwards, and the principal had 2 for A4 papers that were written. On the first one is the one that he says he will support us. He's sorry for what happened to us. If we need any assistance, we can come forward, he will assist and all the stuff. On the second page is the one that started to be a problem with me as a parent, because with the points that he listed in there, it's a reputation of the school, because he kept on complaining about the rumors that were circulating, that are circulating. I asked her who's circulating the rumors, because now I'm being threatened and intimidated by the principal, telling me that I should not talk about this thing. And he thought I was professional. I would understand what he wrote on the letter, talking about the community that will take out their kids from school if these rumors spreads, and the reputation of the school, and also if I keep on spreading the rumors, then I'll face legal consequences. I asked, oh, okay, fine. Now you're trying by all means to threaten me. So you want me to be quiet about this whole issue and focus on you and treat you well. But my child was sent to go and sweep the floor, and now we are facing such incident. And I asked him, who has an authority to send the child and sweep the classrooms? He said, the staff. I said, oh, okay. I got so emotional on the day, to a point whereby he did mention that I'm recording, but that was an hours later, and she said, no, I'm recording. I said, oh, okay, no, it's fine. Then I decided to keep quiet. I said, no, I'll never understand this. This thing, it's minor, it's nothing compared to what I'm currently facing, but it's okay if it makes you feel better. And then now I went out. When I was about to go out, she said, no, can I pray for you? And he prayed, and he prayed for me, and I went home. Then I arrived home. Now my daughter, she's very smart, because with all the subjects that she was doing last year, 4 subjects, she's an outstanding learner at grade 1. So she's very smart. She was supposed to even go and fetch her award on that 17th that we got admitted on. And then now on the 15th of November, I received an email from the school. It says an important letter for my daughter. And the principal said to me, if maybe the child doesn't want to come to school and I don't have maybe a doctor's note or anything, then I should write something down. So what I did, I asked the psychologist that we attended back in Potchefstroom to write something for us, so that it will motivate to also to the Department of Education, because the child is doing grade 1 and she have got level 7 in all of her subjects in all the term, from term 1 up to term 3. So she's a smart girl. Now, even with the police now, because they did organize a forensic social worker for us, a social worker from the police, a social worker from social development, because no one ever bothered to consult us. Even the police, they were like, no, we didn't know that you're not consulting with the psychologist. I said, but you never organized one for us. So how was I supposed to know what to go or what to do? 15th of October, now I'm receiving an important letter from the principal. Is saying that unfortunately the child won't be able to be promoted, because the letter that we submitted from the psychologist doesn't meet the protocols of the school. If I need any clarity, then I should contact the Department of Education. Now it's been a month full. No one from the Department of Education that came over. Okay, only to find out that later on the 18th of November, that's when the Department of Education known about the incident through a friend of mine, but the principal never went forward and report the incident. Either it happened at school or not, but he never informed them. And then now there was a meeting that was scheduled for the 2nd of December. The principal was present. So many policies were requested from him, and he was told that he'll need to come and report those, in fact, to come and report, yes, those policies, and in front of Department of Education, for instance, the transport police. And on my side, I asked a question: how often do they vet their staff? Because I'm not saying probably the incident happened at school, but I'm asking how often. He said, no, once you get hired, then they vet you, then after you stay. Because even with the caretaker, I've been there for almost over 10 years, but he was vetted long ago. I said, oh, okay. That's fine. I also requested for a contract that I signed as a parent now, as to say, I allow the school to send my child to go and conduct the chores, because I never send my child to go and do the chores at school. I'm still waiting for it up until today, because the meeting was set to be there, to be held at the school premises on the 11th of December. 11th of December, principal was nowhere to be found.
This is a very sad story to listen to at so far. I guess so far this is the amount of information I could get about the story, but this is so sad. Let me know down in the comment section. Go ahead and share your thought like we always do. But please, as always, be respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a very respectful way. Okay, so please let's be respectful. I feel like a lot of these things happen a lot in our society, and most times the children are not even bold enough to come speak up, and sometimes nothing even goes wrong, like the child will not even, or maybe the child will internalize the entire pain and all that. Like the thought of it just even getting me really like cringy and all that. So this is something that it's common. We could clearly see how society is even handling. This is happening in South Africa, but I know definitely this is almost going to be the same way they want to handle the same thing in Nigeria, especially the school want to like, oh, let's not amplify this thing so that it doesn't affect, or that parents are not scared of bringing their children here. Let's calm down and all that. Like give you that subtle threat and all that. But I'm still like 100 the mom. Like after what has happened to your child, you still want to send your child to that school, because clearly from the way she was telling the story, I think they are still debating if it happens in the school premises or outside the school premises. And I feel like this is where you're going to, whatever goes on, you have to really like, I believe the child, but not even but I believe the child. Sit the child down and try and get as much information from her about before that day, after that day. Maybe that will help to put things into perspective, because clearly this entire story, people are calling for justice for her, and so that the case can build, because clearly people are dragging their legs about it and people don't want to do anything, because that's what we do in our society. Especially I'll speak for Nigeria because I'm in Nigeria, but this happened in South Africa. They're going to just drag feet. This happened to a female child. They're just going to drag feet till the case either die. I've seen a case where a child was being raped and by a very old man. Like, I mean, a child like probably 10 years old, by an old man. And the mom took the case to the police. After the man went to the mom and gave the man some money, the mom was the one that went to drop the case off the police. So a lot of young girls have been failed in the society, has been failed in generally in the world. And I feel like this is a case that should be really amplified, and so that this little girl will get justice. Because how can you do that to a 7 years old child? Like the thought of it like really just cringe me, really scares me. But the truth is that this is our reality. And this is why, as mothers, as parents, even as aunties and all that, we really have to really keep an eye on the children. Not just the female children, including the men children are being SA this way. So we really have to keep eyes on them and watch them and really pay attention to the tiny little details and change and routine about them. When something is off, don't sweep it under the carpet, like look into it. Someone like me, they'll say I'm over zealous and I'm too anxious, and like that's just who I am. Things, something cannot just seem off and then I'll just like maybe just this one time. Just look into it. It's better to be safe than serious. And I really pray this young girl gets justice, whoever did this thing to her. And my personal opinion is either two things that is happening here. Two things that is happening here. Either she's being groomed. Okay, let me take the first one. Either it actually happened the way the little girl, not I'm saying the little girl is lying. Either it happens the way she says, like maybe she was being drugged and then the person did whatever they did to them. The person I'm suspecting will probably be the keeper, well, I say the carekeeper, what they call it, that sent them to go and sweep the classroom, maybe drugged her and then do whatever she did, because she said she just felt tired, and then the next thing she heard the guy calling her. She didn't say anything about falling asleep or anything. So either that, or somebody older has been grooming her. It could be in school, it could be, I don't know, has been grooming her, and the person has a way with her and told her not to tell anybody. But the person has groomed her to the place where there's some atom of fear there. And that could be it. But whatever scenario it is, like, nothing like this should even happen to any child. The children out there should be protected. And to think that this is done by a man, but we have this conversation a lot when we talk, like, it's so scary to be out there, especially as a woman, then even as a young child. It's very, very scary. So as a collective in the society, let's do our due diligence and be very, very attentive. And when we see something off in the settings where there are children, let's speak up, let's stand up for the children, because clearly probably there's someone around there in the school when whatever happens. Someone must have seen something. Something might be off to someone, but the person didn't do anything. So yeah, just let me know your thought. There's going to be a part 2 of people responding, which I'm going to really talk more into that. But we'll go check people's response in the next video. But let me know what you think about this story so far down in the comment section. Okay, share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that'll be supporting this channel and me, and even help it to go out there to more people. So do that. Share this video, comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.